Hey, everybody. This is Jim Farmer with Out on Film. I'm the festival director. I'm very, very excited about this year's festival. This is our 34th year of bringing you films for, by, and about our community and its allies. This is also our first hybrid festival, meaning we have a lot of films in theater and also some films virtually as well. We also have a very special event, a world premiere of an art installation called the Hate Shield Immersive Experience by local artist Matt Terrell. We have Matt here today to tell us more about the project, which will be at the Midtown Art Cinema beginning September 23rd. And when we go to Outfront Theater Company on October 1st, the exhibit, the installation will transfer over there. So you'll have 11 days to see it. So thank you, Matt.
Thank you so much. And I just want to point out that the piece is free and open to all. It runs on loop, and so you can hop in whenever you want, no ticket required, and watch my documentary.
Nice. Well, tell us a little bit about the beginning of this.
So in 2019, I did an art project with Atlanta Pride called the Hate Shield. This was funded by Fulton County Arts and Culture, as well as the Atlanta Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs.
Okay.
For years, I had been watching at Atlanta Pride when these hate preachers showed up with the big megaphones and the big signs, and just really kind of ruined Pride for a lot of people. They could really shout deeply into the park and would upset people very, very far away. And they created sort of a melee scene at the entrance to the park. And watching all these activists, these wonderful people with Angel Action who block the actual preachers, Pansy Patrol, a local group that has these beautiful cutouts of flowers that they hold up over the signs.
Yes.
I realized that nobody was addressing the sound issue. And these preachers were relying on the fact that they had megaphones that could blast clearly through these pansies and these people dressed up as angels. And so I wanted to come up with a solution that silenced them or dampened their sound in a non-violent way that was also an artistic expression. And so I developed this project called the Hate Shield, which were mobile soundproof walls, which blocked the sound. Well, it reduced the sound by more than 50% and completely blocked sight of these preachers as well. And it was a wonderful experience to do this art project, and it changed the scene, the whole feel of that moment at Pride, and turned these hateful preachers into, quite honestly, a futile, comical display. It really disarmed their hatred.
What kind of feedback did you get that year once you did this?
So many people came up to talk to me afterwards and tell me how wonderful and meaningful the project was. I was on Lois Reitz's afterwards, and she particularly commented on the fact that the back side of the Hate Shield was mirrored. And so these hate preachers just had to look at themselves. That was also part of the idea, is that a lot of their power was in making this direct eye contact with people. And by removing that ability, it completely took away some of their power to incite violence and to make people angry, and really forced them to look at themselves and say, like, is this what you want to put into the world? It was a really well-received project. And I just want to say that I even made it on the hate preachers' blogs. They blogged specifically about me. And so that means you know you've made it when that happens as an artist.
So I would imagine that this kind of experience would make for a more joyful, pleasant experience in the park during Pride, with the sound of these preachers, at least, being dampened, and to talk about that.
Absolutely. As soon as we debuted our Hate Shield, we marched out there. My group of 6 of us marched out there with the Hate Shields and put them up. It completely changed the mood and the vibe of the scene, and became almost a party-like atmosphere, which was really funny to experience. And fortunately for Out on Film, I was wearing body cameras on front and back. My teammates were also wearing body cameras. I'd been warned by the Pansy Patrol that it could get violent. And so in order for legal issues to make sure to wear a body camera, and that was actually the source of this documentary that I'm producing at Out on Film, was this body camera that I was wearing, and my friend Camille was wearing. And you can actually see this moment of transformation where we put up the Hate Shield, and the sound really does get blocked, and people walking by have a different experience, and it becomes a three-ring circus in a good way of all these activists just like making a really fun scene of the day to disarm these hate preachers. And that's what I'm really excited to present, is showing visitors to Out on Film, viewers at Out on Film, literally up close and personal, one-on-one. This is like what we were viewing right up at the front lines. This is what the documentary is going to be.
Wow. So that was 2 years ago, and the documentary is now ready, which will be part of it. But just the documentary is 5 minutes, but I imagine it took longer than 5 minutes to put together. How long did it take to put this together into, a piece?
Well, it's been a project that I've had kicking around for the past year. I've
Okay.
had funding from Fulton and the mayor's office, and have been trying to find what is the best way to put this together. And I realized that one of the biggest benefits that I had as an artist for this project were the actual shields, the walls themselves.
Mhm.
And so that's when I realized, like, oh, a video booth where you get to step inside of these walls and see just something very short,
Mhm.
very first person. I wanted to create a fully immersive experience. So it was a year of planning, and then a month of hard work, and then probably this week a couple days of really got to make things work very fast. But that's really the artistic process for me.
So I'm trying to get a visual. So the piece will be, you sort of step into it, and you're immersed there by yourself, and the documentary will be there on a 5 minute loop. That's, I mean, I think during Out on Film, at least initially, most of our team will be a little nutty getting it all set up. I think a lot of us are going to look forward to seeing this. This sounds really fascinating. Will you be on campus, so to speak, in case there are people have any questions or just want to talk to you about it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We can work this out, Jim, where I come in and talk, but whatever works for y'all, I would love to interact with
Yeah,
viewers and get their feedback as well.
I think we're going to get some fascinating feedback about this. So Pride is not happening this year. Pride will be happening, we all hope and assume, next year. But this will be the first time next year that you will. It'll be the first live Pride. I mean, what will you be doing at Pride next year, and how will you take all this and incorporate that into the next live Pride that Atlanta has?
That is a very good question. Right after I did the Hate Shield, this is pre-pandemic, of
Mhm.
course, I announced my idea for the Hate Shield version 2.0 phalanx, which is an idea for individual backpack walls that people can carry, and then you
Yes.
can get multiple people that put up these walls. And it's almost like a flexible Roman phalanx. That would be the goal. If I can find some funding for it for calendar year 2022, I would love to do that. That's the goal. Who knows? It changes every year. I don't even know if those preachers come back. Who knows
That's
what
true.
will
That's
happen at
true.
Pride post-pandemic.
Exactly. This sounds like a fascinating project. The Hate Shield Immersive Experience will be at the Landmark Midtown Art Cinema beginning on September 23rd. It would transfer to Outfront Theater as we transfer to Outfront Theater, and Matt Terrell will be around campus here and there to maybe ask some questions. So if you're seeing movies, if you're between movies or just waiting for something to start, stop by and visit this. It sounds really, really fun and fascinating. I personally cannot wait to do it tomorrow when I'm at the theater for the first time in a while. So thank you, Matt. Thanks for bringing this to our attention, and we're
Thank
very
you.
excited about presenting it to our patrons.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks so much, Matt.
All right.